into the room. Be coachable, teachable, trainable. Of course, your city and state where you are catching this information from. On today, my name is BrandMaster Martina Britt Yelverton, and on this Watchmen Work Wednesday, we're discussing how to set up automated follow-up sequences. So as you guys know, this is let's see if I can double check this. Yes, this is part 4 of an entire 6 or 7, depending on how you look at it, sequence to help you guys understand the actual thought process and the workflow that goes through setting up a successful funnel. And I wanted to be able to take the opportunity to show you guys how to do each individual step so that you could take the opportunity to utilize your checklist and do each specific step on your end. So the actual first part of this was the creating the dedicated landing page. The second part was setting up the thank you page. The third part was configuring the calendar and the scheduling page. And here today, whenever you're catching this, even on the replay, we're setting up the automated follow-up sequence. And then the fifth and the sixth, possibly seventh part of this is the content and scripting, the marketing and outreach. And this is an effort to help you guys understand everything that goes into creating a full-blown funnel. Now, part 7 of that could be the initial potentiality, and yes, I do realize that's not a word, of setting up the entire system. Right? So before you even begin to do any of this, there is the effort that you could put into utilizing our handy dandy assistant, our AI tool, our chat GPT, or our Manus, our Copilot, our Claude, whatever your specific type of AI device that you are using, you could put that to work by putting in the initial prompt of what your idea is, where your idea starts, and all of the things that you feel would make it simple for you to be able to share what it is, the end result of what you are creating. So in this specific case, it is the emergency branding fix-it kit funnel that we're walking you through in its entirety so that you guys can understand its levels to this. So if any of that makes any sense to you and you are grateful and you are thankful for the process that we're going through to help you guys see all of the components that are necessary to make this needle move in the business, welcome on into the room. Thank you for sticking and staying. Thank you for following each and every step of this. And again, come on into the room and be coachable, teachable, trainable, post your city and state where you're catching this information from. So we've made a slight pivot to our pivot. And again, as you guys know, it is 100% advised, recommended, suggested, and actionable for you guys to niche even further down. So while we do, help you guys get your assets in order so that you can go from being stuck and struggling inside of your company's brand to actually creating influence and impact inside of your own personal brand so that you attract people who need your value, your vision, and your voice, I am looking to even niche further down to the transitioning entrepreneur, age 50 plus, like myself, this 53rd birth month, right, of my life's journey, and helping the individual who is looking to grace the stages, emerge as a speaker, who is looking to share their value, their vision, and their voice. And so what we did was we revamped the original emergency branding fix-it kit that we have, and we niched it even further down specifically to target the 50 plus professional who is transitioning or concurrently starting their entrepreneurship journey towards speaking. Okay. And so while you may have already gotten the original Fix-It kit that included the 9-step triage for your brand crisis and how to go through and to do those changes, I need for you guys to understand that this specific brand Fix-It kit is designed specifically for the 50 plus professional who is tired of competing on price, and they're ready to position their expertise as their competitive advantage. Now, Well, yes, I will continue to focus on helping the stuck and struggling new entrepreneur and their transition from their job to their dream. However, I'm niching further down and speaking directly and more precisely to the emerging speaker, right? But anyone can use this Fix It kit. All right. So now that I've gone through that lengthy 5 minute, explanation of detail to let you know what's going on, please remember, what did I say we are currently doing? We are making a major pivot, right? This is the transparent journey of the brand master and our clients. So that is the reason why I wanted to bring you on into the room, bring you on stage with us, and have you guys understand the pivot that we are making. So in this part 4 of this sequence, I'm going to show you some background, some behind the scenes, okay, some transparent information here directly on the screen with regards to setting up your automated follow-up sequence, okay? So I hope you guys understand where, when, why, who, and all of that. You are caught up and you are actually on the same page reading from the same book with us on today, okay, on tonight, whenever you are catching this. Again, as I said, if this is of interest to you, you like the content that I'm sharing, then go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. Go ahead and select the bell so you get notifications whenever we are live sharing content like this, especially on Watch Me Work Wednesdays when we are walking you through the details that we are walking you through. Just look below, give it a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. So, it is always encouraged that you work from a predetermined framework or blueprint. So that would be step 0 of all of this, where you are asking for a script. You're asking for the funnel, you're asking for the checklist, you're asking for everything that you know that the customer will need so that they can be successful when they receive your value. You've given them everything that they need, whether they're an audio learner, they're a visual learner, they're a kinesthetic learner, whether you know it or not. You need to be providing everything that they need to make this journey easy. And so, as you look at the process of helping someone set up a complete funnel, these are some of the things that they need. And because we're in this world of AI, we want them to understand how to utilize AI, how to use automation, and how to make things more seamless for their business so they can get back to enjoying their life and their time freedom. And one of the things I'm telling you without a shadow of the doubt, because trust me, prior to learning this, I absolutely despised workflows. But this is where the magic of automation happens because it allows you to nurture your leads even in your sleep, right? Even when you are on your 9 to 5. It allows you to nurture them, send them automated messages, and in many cases, based on their response, it can auto prompt the next sequence in your nurturing process, right? Again, prompting them along the journey that you have already taken the time to work hand in hand in tandem with your AI assistant or your team, right? So that you can move them along the journey, right? Continuing to deliver value, staying top of mind, and being available to be seen, heard, and felt by them and them by you. Okay. So, what you want to do, and let's see if I can flip around here, get over to sharing this screen with you guys. And again, please send your prayers, your warm thoughts, your good energy to me during this time of down right now while we are going through. And what I mean by going through, we are severely under the weather this afternoon. And my voice is probably going out, but hey, we're going to do the best that we can to ensure that we get this information to you. Why? Because it is valuable to and for you, and I want you guys to be successful. Okay, so I am sharing here on the screen, and let me move myself on up out of the way. I'm sharing with you guys here on the screen the checklist that comes along with today's or tonight's information for setting up automated follow-up sequences. This is the checklist that allows you to be able to move through and ensure that you have not missed a beat. Okay, so specifically to what we're going to discuss today is how to set up a workflow. Now, of course, I've already gone ahead and set this up, but you're going to watch me shift and pivot and make the changes and show you guys how to literally do this inside of your own account as we go. And so, as I said, we did do a slight pivot here from the emergency branding fix-it kit. This was the 9-step triage, and we are actually going to pivot some of that information and use this specific one here because this one is for the 50-plus professional who's ready to position their expertise, right? Their experience, what they do, what they know they do, their assets, right? And we're going to show you how to better utilize that as your competitive advantage. All right. So this is the emergency bricks fix-it kit that we are going to pivot. And I don't know if we're going to update the page to have two separate options. We will make that determination once we get a little bit closer. But right now, when you go to brandfix.martinabrityelverton.com, it's going to bring you here to the public facing page, and this option here is going to bring you down to your form that you would complete. Put your information in here. Let's utilize 849-8808. First name is all that's required. It will verify, and then it would send over this information, right? So once it sends over that information, what it is going to allow us to do is it's going to allow us to arrive at the thank you page. And when we arrive at the thank you page, it's going to say your delivery is in progress. Check your email for confirmation, login details. Don't stop here. Your next step, and that is to get your free special offer. Okay, so kind of that is the format of what we have going on here. You're going to put your information in here. Once you hit your button, you're going to get this, and then in your email, the automation that happens is this particular form. Access to this shows up, and let me show you where that's possible. So this is the page that we currently set up. You guys should be familiar with this and have seen this in the prior weeks, how we set this up if you've been following the sequence. And if you want to know where to locate the sequence at, you can go to the YouTube channel Martina Britt Yelverton. That's youtube.com/@Martina Britt Yelverton, or you can just type in youtube.martinabrityelverton.com and it will bring you here. You can either go to the videos, you can go to the live, or you can go to the playlist, right? And when you go to the playlist, you are looking for the Watch Me Work Wednesday playlist. And when you come to this playlist, here is sequentially everything that you need. So as I said, the landing page, the thank you page, the calendar scheduling, and then you will see this particular one for tonight that deals with the workflow and the automated workflow. Okay. Now that we've got all that together, this is the workflow that we are speaking of. And currently we have this one button here that leads to your specific download, meaning your actual previous triage version of this. We're going to update it because this is where we're focused on the 5 things framework for the 50-plus professional. So we're going to make any updates to this particular emergency fix-it kit tonight. We're going to make sure that all of our messaging flows consistently. I'll see that big word right there, consistently. Consistency is key behind the 5 things framework. Why? Because we are coachable, teachable, trainable. We understand that the mind can only hold but so much at a time. And the 5 things framework works, right? It delivers it. Your mind can hold on to it. You can grasp it. You can actually function and understand clarity, credibility, consistency, connection, and conversion. You can remember those 5 things. How do I know what I know? Because we're coachable, we're teachable, we're trainable, and we pay attention to what our mentors and our coaches tell us to do. And one of my coaches has clearly made it evidence that there is a rule of 5 chunking method that we should operate in. And so we went and did a pivot, and we're going to update as much as possible to make sure our messaging matches this pivot. Okay, so there may be some changes when you actually arrive at this page. When you go to brandfix.martinabrityelverton.com, depending on when you arrive there, you should be able to see the 5 things framework. Okay. And you will be able to grab and download the correct branding fix it kit. All right. For the 50 plus professional. So, what we're talking about specifically today is dealing with number 4 here. And this is setting up the automated follow up sequence. So, in this automated follow up sequence, the first thing that we're paying attention to is where we're going to navigate to the workflows, right? We're going to navigate to the workflows and we're going to go specifically to the automations and the workflow section. We're going to create a new workflow. I'll show you that even though I've already created this. The new workflow, right? We're going to name it and then we're going to set the trigger. By trigger, what we mean is what will it do when it does what it does. You have to have something to trigger. And in this case, it's going to be the form that they complete. When they submit that form, it's going to trigger an automated sequence. All right. What is the automated sequence? That is the action that happens. It's going to send an email, send an SMS. It's going to wait. An SMS is a text message just to make sure I'm not talking over anyone's head. It's going to send an email. It's going to send a text message. It's going to wait a period of time. Then it's going to send another email. Then it's going to wait a period of time. And then it's going to send another text message. Because based on what the response is, should we choose to add this area, then it will allow them to do whatever your next step is. And guys, girls, ladies of all ages who may be checking this out, who are not 50 plus, this happens for you during your sleep, during your workday, during your travel to daycare, from daycare, while you're at the grocery store, while you're at the bank. All of this happens on automation. Love it or hate it, AI and automation will give you back your time freedom. Okay. And so let's have a look at this briefly, and then I'm going to show you where the magic happens with this. Okay. So let's get back over here. All right. So inside of your account, should you not yet be a brand new agency client, now is your time. Go to martinabrityelverton.com or go to community.martinabrityelverton.com. Join the community, become a founding member, get active in the community, get your own account so that you can do exactly what I am showing you right now. All right. So you're going to go inside of your account. You're going to look on the left-hand panel and you're going to select automations. Then you're going to look above and you're going to select workflows. If you already have workflows in there, I suggest you always click the recent button so it will organize accordingly. If you have no workflows, you're going to follow exactly what this says and create a workflow by starting from scratch. Create a workflow starting from scratch. Okay. When you create it, your screen will be blank. Let me say it louder for my people in the front, in the back, and in between. Your screen will be blank. Should you be a brand new agency community member and you receive this snapshot, your screen will be filled and you will have to make edits to it. Again, let me say it louder for all of you guys who may be multitasking and didn't hear it the first time. When you start from scratch, your screen is blank. Use the checklist. When you start from a snapshot given to you, your screen will be filled, edited using the checklist. Okay? All right. So here we are. Clicking in the box above, as our instructions will say, you would take the opportunity to name the workflow. Okay? You would go up here and you would type. Easy peasy. Next, you're going to move to set the trigger. What happens first if your screen is blank? What do you need to change if your screen is populated? It says trigger here. It says trigger there. Okay? You're going to select your trigger. When you select it, it's going to open you up the option to say, what is your trigger? This is telling you your trigger is to say form submitted. Here is the form. When you do this drop down, you're finding form submitted. When you select form submitted, you're going to pick and name the form. We know this specific form, as we say, form submitted, choose the form. The form, if you have a snapshot, your form is select the form, and your forms that you have in your entire account will show up, and you can pick the form in question. If you are starting from scratch, you have to select form submitted, choose a form. It will say you have no forms yet. Okay. So, what you will need to do, because you're at this stage now in 4, you will already have a form because we set that up prior. So, starting from scratch, if you're starting now and watching this, you must go to a prerequisite video where we already discussed setting up the form so that when you get to this point, your form is listed in your drop down. You select the form in question, you save the trigger, okay? I didn't make any changes. It shouldn't have had to update anything. But when you do that, now when that person completes the form, Da, 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 da. When that person completes the form, this form here, now we're saying what happens next. So when you select the correct form, next we're going to say what happens next, okay? What happens next is that we're going to add a tag. The reason we're adding a tag is because when we're looking through our contacts, and of course I can't bring my contacts on screen now because it will show all my client intellectual property and their information. When you put a tag into your content area, it brings up everybody that is tagged by that name. That is one of the best ways to utilize your contact forms. That is one of the best ways to segment and speak directly to an individual who has shown up and said, yes, I only want to see branding information, or yes, I only want to see calendar information, or yes, I only want to see workflow information. That means you're not sending people on your contact list stuff they don't want and they didn't give you permission to send them. Okay. That's one of the best ways I can get you guys to understand tag. Next, we're saying also note in that person's account that they were granted access to this particular thing, and this will be noted in the customer's contact area. Finally, what we're asking, and all of these are optional, right? If you see it's not listed, you don't see anything in here about a tag, you don't see anything in here about a note, that's because it's optional. I'm just showing you the best way I set up my account. You do what you want to do, and that's why it's the most minimal thing you can do on your checklist, okay? Email. There are 2 options that you have for your email. You can actually type directly over here what it is you want to say in your email, or as I showed in a previous video, you can actually have in your marketing tab, marketing here on the left, folders set up so that you can actually set up the templates of your emails in advance, right? So that all you have to do is select that specific email and it will auto populate. So let's go here to the ER Branding Fix-It Kit and let's open up the main email that we have set up there, right? And let's open it so you guys can see. So specifically for this Fix-It Kit, this is the email, and the email is basically as such. You're giving them the information, you're letting them know that they can do something additional, because as you heard me say before, it says you're going to get a free something. There's a special offer, right? The special offer that they get inside of this email is they can now set up their brand audit call for free. They can also join the community. This is the way they can book it. Either one of them will take them to the exact same place, right? Currently, I don't have in this email, right, that they can join the community is going to be what we set up in a subsequent email. Because again, you heard me say, first email goes out, it waits a period of time. Text message goes out, it waits a period of time. Second email goes out, it waits a period of time. Second text message goes out, it waits a period of time, and then a final email goes out. This is how you nurture your people over time on automation in your sleep, while you at the pool, while you at the bank. You get what I'm saying? All right. And the way that you do that is you actually set that up here inside of, I like to stay organized, in a folder, but you simply add a snippet, say that it's an email snippet. Then when you open it up, you begin to populate your information and your attachments inside of that email so that when you save it, right, and you are in your account, you're available to use that template. You don't have to type it manually in here. See, all of that information from the template I just shown is here. So all we have to do is go pick the template and everything will auto-populate. Now, picking up where our checklist talks is after we set up the first initial email with the audit call to action, we want to send an immediate what? Text message, an SMM that also says immediately, just in case they aren't checking their email, you want to hit them in their phone and say, hey, I just sent. Go and check your email. Understand? That's what we're going to set up next. So let me pull up here onto my screen, get over here to where I've already have my information scripted out. If you have no earthly idea what I'm talking about, I'll say it again for the people in the back. When you ask your assistant to set everything up for you, to give you an SOP, a standard operating procedure, you want to ensure that you say, give me the professional, industry expert driven script for how to say XYZ. One, so that it lands, one, so that they feel heard. I mean, all the different things. Have that set up in a script in a separate document. Why? Because it makes it easier for you to do what you need to do, baby. Okay? So, in an effort to do that, we're going to say after you send that, immediately send a text message, right? We're going to click the plus button because what we're saying we want to do immediately is now we want to send a text message. So you can say search for SMS, send an SMS. Here is where we want to send the SMS. Now, if we already had a template set up, we could click this, we could go find that SMS and we could click it. That is the way I prefer to work. So that is what I am going to show you. So let's go over here to our area. Let's go back out of here and we're going to look at snippets again. Marketing on the left, snippets at the top, add a text snippet, right? What are we going to call that? Looking over here to my left, action number 2 is to send an SMS, immediate delivery of the kit and offer to a call. So I'm going to copy that out of here. And this method, copy, and I'm going to paste that in here. Now, instantly, I'm going to drop 2 more down, and I'm going to say the custom value is the contact first name. I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to paste that up here. And y'all know my greeting is hey, y'all, hey. So, hey, Lisa, hey. Hey, Tanya, hey. Hey, Susan, hey. Whatever it is, your emergency brand fix-it kit is in your inbox. Reply yes to schedule your free 15-minute brand audit call, and then I would put the link here. Now, in order for them to click that directly from here, I would put that link there. When they get this text message, they could do that. But for me specifically, that's not what I want it to do. I simply want this to alert them that their emergency brand fix-it kit download is in their email. So I'm going to back that up and I'm going to stop it here. and say reply yes if you'll be grabbing that download today. That's all I'm going to say, right? Because I want them to go to their email. Why do I want them to go to their email? Because we're nurturing them in the email. We want our emails to land in their inbox. We want them to be able to receive our nurturing sequence in their email. Eventually, we may move to their phone, but right now we're basing this on their email. Okay. So, what we want to do is go ahead and title this, and we're going to title it E1 was the email first, E2, and we're going to title this SMS Immediate Deliver and Offer Call, but we're going to say Deliver Kit. That's what we'll call this one, okay? Hey, Tanya, hey, your emergency brand fix a kit is in your inbox. Reply yes if you'll be grabbing that download today. That's all we want to say here. So for the purpose of this, I'm going to just jump over here really quickly. And I want to hit the back button and look in my marketing. And I want to go and look at my snippet. And I want to type in, look in my folder real quick. And I want to verify that I didn't have anything else in this email that conflicts. Okay. And special offer inside. Yes. Congrats. Yes, time to help you on it. Download your kit, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so there's nothing extra in there. So I'm just going to go back in here. That's all I'm going to say. Hey, you're using your email to play yes if you'll be grabbing that download today. Save. All right. So now that I've saved that, when I go back, what I'm going to do is back out of here and I'm going to refresh because I want, when I add that SMS, I want that newly SMS snippet that I just created, I want it to show up because right now we just added it in this tab, but the memory of this tab may not have picked it up. So I'm going to say yes, add an SMS, send an SMS message and the template that I wanted to send it from. What did we just name that one? T1. There it is right there. And that is what it's going to send on automation. I could test it if I needed to, but I don't because I know it works. I'm going to say save that action and now it's there. So the next thing that your checklist says is that it wants to add a wait step. So we're going to go in here below this SMS and we're going to add and we're going to type in wait step and we're going to say 24 hours. Let's wait for a time delay, wait, action name 24 hours. All right. And we're going to save that action. So now it's going to wait 24 hours. The next message that it says is send email on day number 2 to nudge. All right. So going over here and looking at my action number 4, because action number 3 was the wait step, send an email on day 2 to nudge for the call. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back over into here and let's go to our folder. Oh, it was into, yeah, for the ER Fix-A-Kit. And I'm going to duplicate this and we're going to name it D2. Right? And under D2, then email day 2 was nudge. All I'm going to say is nudge. We're going to D2 free renew. We're going to call this one ER Brand Fix Kit. Then email day 2 nudge for, no, nudge for download. All right. And for this one, it's title, subject still stuck. Let's fix your brand together. We're going to say, still stuck. Let's fix your brand together. Download awaits you. right? Just in case you hadn't gotten around to it. So even though this information here says, thanks for grabbing, what I like to do is again, go over and reutilize previous snippets, right? So in a previous snippet, we'll just say D2, and it's going to bring up all our and all our D2s, any D2, whatever our D2 would have been. So usually in our D2, we're just asking, did you open it? Did you check it out? Did you receive it, right? According to what your specific need is. So if you notice here, this just says D2 with the pain point reminder, and you could say to book a link. This is your own terminology based on your scripts, okay? So my scripts for this one originally said, briefly remind them of a common brand pain point, share a micro testimonial or a quick success story related to an audit call, reiterate the value of the call, and include a booking link, okay? So you know in the first one, we already had the booking link. All right, we already have the booking link in here, so we won't have to, and we're already reminding them in here. So I want to utilize the one for, let's go over, and I'm going to grab this one. And we'll say edit because I know in there it did ask them the question if they have started, and it gave them a bit of value here. So this one starts out checking in. How are you doing with the have you started? The cheat sheet gives them the value here, and then it's reminding them to now join the brand new community, because remember the last one we didn't have the brand new community to your success and all of that. So I think this is a good one to pull in the information, and we will edit it. So I'm going to grab the information that we need here. I'm going to copy that one, and I'm going to bring that one in here. So hey y'all, hey, this is the link already in here. So what I'm going to do is go right in here because it's already attached below here. So we're just going to grab right here, and we're going to go, and this is the brand audit call. So we're just going to say here, right? And we'll just drop that down. So let's go up, and remember this one is specifically already encoded with that. So let's copy and let's keep that. And we're going to say here, how are you doing? So I'm going to say, how are things going with your emergency brand fix-it kit? Have you started? And then if you want to look specifically at the kit and ask a question from the kit, you can say, have you started your 5 things framework? So have you started your 5 things framework? Yeah. Right. Again, you want to maybe use maybe this sentence right here. If you've been struggling with people not understanding, we want them again to understand the value in that kit. All right. And so we're going to get that. And we know the text for that, I believe, is like a enter font, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Yeah, paragraph 14, enter 1.5. So we're going to get this same. We're going to go 14, 1.5, enter, and now it should all match. Okay. So again, hey y'all, hey. So again, I'd like to pull that up, drop that in there. Hey, girl, hey is what I would say, but that's just me. All right. And we can start this out again. Again, congrats on grabbing the emergency branded fix-it kit. And now you can drop in with just checking to see how things are going with your, because we have the link there, let's not link them. All right. We can just take that whole link out there. So how are things going with your kit? Have you started your 5 things framework yet? Drop that down if you've been struggling with people, giving them that bit of value. And I could go on to say this kit, blah, 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 but I'm not going to. What I'm going to say is was designed to help you gain knowledge. However, it's more important to take actionable steps. So don't let it sit unused. If you need help, don't forget we are available in our branding community. So here is where I want to put the information for the branding community, but I also have it here. So not to get link heavy, what I want to do is take the link off of there. Again, we don't want to get link heavy. We can just leave it bold. All right. We only want one link. Because why? Usually this is a new email address. We don't want it to continue to fall into spam. So we want it to land in their inbox. So don't get link heavy. You already have the kit attached here for them to utilize. All right. And we're going to make the changes in just a moment to the updated kit. Just give me a moment, y'all. All right. Okay. So there to give guidance and tips. Join the free brand community. Click here. Keep up the great work and a special offer. I'm going to take that out. Keep up the great work. And I'm going to just say again, remember you're now part of, remember, comma, once you connect, comma, you're now part of the brand new community. Take advantage of that. I'll be in touch in a day or so. Check up on your progress. In the meantime, boom. Okay. So while we're here for the purposes of this, I'm going to go ahead and attach the other one just to have it in here for now. So I don't have to come back in here and do it in a moment, but I'm going to say save. That is day 2. All right. So now let's go back over here. We waited the 24 hours and now we're going to say email. And we want to send the email and we want to do D2. Is it going to show up? No. So what we need to do is just save the action. Yes, we're not going to add it yet because we need to save and we need to reload. So the memory of what we just created in here will show up in the other tab. Refreshing. Refreshing. All right. D2. All right. And there is the nudge offer. So now we know that it should show up here. Wait 24 hours. And we're going to email, send an email, the template, D2, brand fixing it, day 2 nudge. All of our information showed up down there. Again, from name, user, full name, from email, user, email. All right. There's the attachments there. Everything's good to go. And I like to name it email D2 nudge brand fix kit nudge. We'll just name it like that. Save action. There is your D2. And again, according to your handy dandy checklist, there is your day 2. We're going to wait 24 hours. Boom. Wait. 24 hours. Wait. 24 hours. Save the action. And the dandy checklist says we're going to send on the 3rd day a final nudge with a last chance message. So go back over here to my script. We added the wait step in number 5. We're going to send the day 3 final nudge. We're going to copy that one. Here is where we're going to add it. But before we add it, we're going to come over here. We're going to add a text snippet. But again, what I like to do is T1. I like to copy. So we're going to go in here. We're going to duplicate it so they can look consistent. And we're going to name it T2. And this one is our day 3 final nudge. And from there, we're going to say last chance. We're not saying last chance. We're saying, hey, last regarding your free brand fix kit and kit wait and special offer because they may not know 15-minute brand audit call because for some reason there's a possibility they still have not opened it. We're letting them know that and included because they may not even know that they get this offer, right? Don't miss out on this personalized feedback. Check your download and book your is what we want to say, right? Because again, we're taking them back to the email. We don't want them booking directly out of their text message when they've not even downloaded or they haven't even started to do the work that is requested inside of the brand fix-it kit. That's why I want them not to see the text message and to book right then because they haven't done any of the work for me to be able to adequately serve them on the brand audit call. So this is the method that I'm using. This may not be the method that you're using, but again, I'm showing you my system. So save. All right. And I think I need to fix that one because I think it says 22, not day 2. Yep. So let's edit that. It's supposed to say T2, text 2, save. All right. We're going to go in here. We're going to refresh now because we've made that edit. And this will actually close out unless we're adding a conditional logic. Again, I'm not taking you guys that deep. All right. So I just want you to see the basic options that we have here. And again, we said earlier that we granted them access. I believe it was up here in one of the emails. So we want to move this up so that they can actually move this action. Let's see, noted, gave him the email. I want to move it here. All right. Now, one of my wait steps disappeared, didn't it? That was immediate. So the tag, the note, the email, the group access. Yeah, one of my wait steps disappeared. I don't know what it did. Let's put that wait step back in there. 24 hours. Wait. 24 hours. Save an action. I don't know what it did, but it should have before it sent. Let's go back and verify. There's our tag. Here's our access. There's the email. There's the group access. Hold on. Let's move this action up here. So they get the email, they get group access, they get the SMS. Then it waits. Then they're supposed to get second email after 24 hours. And this email was D2. Oh, not D2. Here. D2. There's the snippet. Save action. Go back into that email because I did not do, and yes, default, it will do what it need to do, but I want the user full name and the user email to be in there. And this was our email D2, right? Save action, email D2 after 24 hours. All right, wait 24 hours. Then it was our SMS that we're working on, right? Then SMS from the template T2. It's day 3. SMS D3. Brand. I'm gonna go back and make these ER brand fix it kit. I need to go back and make these all met. Save again, consistency. Save. I think what happened just now is I hit refresh before I had hit save, so it didn't add in the changes that I had made. So email D2, let's name them, save, SMS, this was D1, D2, D1, yeah, save. Actually immediate. Save. Let's hit save and let's look at it compared to our notes again. Our notes are email, SMS, wait, email, wait, SMS. Email. And we also have tags in here. These are optional for you. Email, SMS, wait, email, wait, SMS. All right. And then if you want to add a conditional logic step, and that's to check if the booking and all of that. But I think you guys are well equipped here with this area, all right, to understand that the way that we have structured this specific workflow process, okay, is that you want it so that when they go to and they complete this form, this thank you page happens. And from this thank you page, automatically, when they fill out that thank you page, it's going to tag them with fix it. And I think I want to, oh, Brandy, good, fix it. Right? Then it's going to note in their account that they got that. And then it's going to immediately on that day one, it's going to send them an email. And inside of that email is going to be the kit and an attachment. I'm going to go edit that so that the second one is put on there. Let me do that right there, right now, E1. It's in my D1s. To add the second because we made changes. So now they can get them both. All right. Not going to show it right now until I refresh it, but we added that. All right, we want to give them access immediately to the Brand You community group, even though in the second email we tell them they can click the button, but they should already be in there because we granted them access. That same day one is going to send them a text really quickly. If they utilize their mobile phone number, which is what we asked for, it's going to wait 24 hours. Then it's going to send them a reminder here in D2 to get the download, to check to see where they are. Then it's going to wait 24 hours, and then it's going to SMS them D3, a text message that says, hey, this is the last, regarding your 15-minute, because remember, they may not even have checked that. All right. And we want to say save, and we want to save everything we just did so we don't lose it. And again, I'm trying to make everything match here. ER brand, fix it, kit, funnel, opt-in. All right, save. All right, and so that literally is the entire process. Those emails show up on automation. Literally, I could test this, but again, because we've got it set up for 24 hours, you wouldn't see it. But just for the purposes of testing the system to see if it's going to do what it's going to do, literally, we could change this to 1 minute and 1 minute and watch it fire off everything in real time. Again, before I go through the process of doing that, I just want to check back over on that checklist to see if I have left anything off of it. Boop, 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 boop. Wrong screen. Go here. Workflow Pro, and like I say, test. Okay, test, because the last thing you want is just to assume your workflow is doing what you want it to do. So let's see if it's going to play nice. I'm going to see, and I'm going to not change this because I want to go back and change this to 24 hours, but I'm going to see if for now if we'll take the next 6 minutes to save this action and see if our flow does what it's supposed to do. So I'm going to say save. All right, and we're going to go over, and let's literally plus, 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 plus. All right, and let's verify the phone number, and let's see if she plays well. Because sometimes when I'm live, you guys know, because you are live, don't nothing want to do what it's supposed to do the way it's supposed to do it because you are live. So let's see. See if it will do what I need it to do and send me the confirmation code. Look like she's acting right today, y'all. Might not be the right one because that one looks a little old. That one's old. Right, so hold on one second, guys. Let's see. If I can get it to do right. See if I can get it to show and do what it need to do. All right, so that populated through. All right, and so we got 6 more minutes together. Okay, so I've just received here on my phone the text message. Okay, I would be able to go over into the community to see if the access was granted for a new member. And it was. There are the 4 25 seconds ago, right there as a new member in the group. I am checking my mailbox here to see if I received the email. Let's refresh that. Because again, following the execution logs, it says waiting 24 hours, but we know it's 3 minutes. So we probably have another 2 minutes for there. As you see, it says here that an error happened here. So if we were trying to figure out what that error was, unable to send, contact's email is invalid. Martina Britt Yelverton is probably, oh yeah, cause.com.com. So it's not going to send me the email, but as you see, it did try to trigger, but because I had a typo in it, it did not trigger, but it did continue to execute on. As I showed you, I showed up in the group. And it also confirmed that it sent me the text message that it sent that. So now we're just waiting another couple of minutes for that to fire off in another minute, and then it's going to move on to the next email. And as you know, it's going to submit an error for the email because, of course, I had the email, incorrect. Then it's going to wait another 3 minutes, and it's going to send the D2 SMS because currently we have this set up on minutes, not just on hours. So we probably have about 4 minutes left for that to fire off for you to test and test and test, like I say. So that is what you want to do. When you see it says test the funnel, that means go and complete the funnel. When you see it says test the opt-in form, that means go and put your information in. When it says test any workflows for delivery, that means change it for your 24-hour sequence down to your 1 or 2 or 3 minute sequence to see everything fire off. Test, test, and test. Okay, so as that continues to do what it do, I don't think there are really any other messages I may need to add in here, the optional things that you saw me say about adding a tag. But again, that is why you show up to watch the videos live. or that is why you show up to watch the videos on replay. So if you have any questions for that, when this video debuts, I am watching live. I am wanting to see the comments. Comment below, select the notification bell. Anything that you need to do to stay in the loop of everything that we are sharing for our 50 plus professional who is transitioning or who is concurrently holding down their 9 to 5, but also making that thing happen in their 5 to 9 or even their after 9 hours, right? To do what? To become an emergency speaker, to be able to, generate massive value with their vision and their voice. All of this is what we want to see happen in real time for each and every one of you that have chosen to join us inside of the community. So I thank you guys for every single, time that you guys initiate any kind of responses, any kind of comments, any kind of downloads, any kind of shares, any kind of referrals. I want you guys to know just how excited I am about that. So again, for whatever reason, it didn't give an error message, guys. Let me pull this back onto the screen. It said it skipped it, of course, because the first one was incorrect. So here is where you see it's actually working. It went through, it had an error message on the first email. It executed on the second. On the first text message, it waited the 3 minutes, not 24. The wait was finished, and then it pushed through. Of course, it skipped because the first email was incorrect, but that's letting you know that it is trying to execute. And it, of course, is waiting another 1 minute for it to deliver the second text message, which I will see come into my device here in just a moment. So the first one came through, the verification came through, the first message here on my phone came through that said, "Hey Martina, hey," because it said, "Hey, first name, hey, your emergency brand fix-it kit is in your inbox. Reply yes if you'll be grabbing that download." So you want them to reply yes. We don't currently have anything set up in an automatic trigger for that yes, but you want them engaging with you. And you'll see here in the next 1 minute, you'll see this one execute the second text message, and I will be able to receive that on my phone and confirm whether or not I received that one. So that will let us know that everything we have set up here in the funnel is working, and it will end with a third uh, um, the third sequence here. So SMS 1, day 2, and the second SMS here, which is day 3. If we had this on a 24-hour loop, we will see that execute in just a moment. And we will be complete with showing you guys this setup. So in order to make sure that this is actually working, you just want to make sure that it moves from draft to publish, that it is saved. And then, of course, you can test the workflow in this method if you wanted to test it inside of the system without actually going out here to your page and keying in that information. You are available to test it inside of the workflow. I like to test it all the way through. So as I said, it just executed again and ended the workflow. Hey, Martina, hey, last text regarding your free brand fix kit is included. It gave me all of that information. So guys, we've tested it and it works. And this is one of the ways that you set up your automated follow-up sequence. So on next Wednesday, we will be moving into we will be moving into number 5, and that is your content and scripting. So this is what you start with. This is part of round 0, but we're going to walk through the welcome, the acknowledgement, the pain, the promise, the solutions, making sure all of this is included in your sequence when you're requesting to just start any funnel setup. To just start any funnel setup, you want to make sure that you do everything that you possibly can to track the journey of your potential client. Your people want to know that you really are their resource. They really want to know that you hear them. They really want to know that you've thought through every step of what they need to be successful and that you are available to provide the solution. Now, you don't have to have all of this at the ready. All you need to be is one step ahead of where they are to provide them the solution to what they need. But guys, if you think about that, it only makes sense that you have to keep moving forward to stay one step ahead to be able to serve someone. So don't think you're going to be able to say, hey, I can help you with a brand, and then the only thing you provide as their solution is the domain. No, because once you supply the domain, the solution that they now need to know how to set it up, where to use it at. They need to know how to also create subdomains. They need to know how to now have those subdomains point to a website, their social media, their funnels, their calls. They need to know their downloads, how you're going to have that main domain and subdomain point to the other thing. So now that it points to the other thing, you need to provide them with how to set up the website or set up the funnel or set up the tripwires or set up the landing pages or set up the calendar links, right? You need to be able to say, yes, I am and can be your one-stop solution for all things branding, for the emerging speaker who is holding it down on a 9 to 5, who's making their dreams happen during their 5 to 9 or during the midnight hour. You need to stay one step ahead, making sure that you can provide all of the solutions to give them a well-rounded, needle-moving action plan in real time, and you're transparent about every single bump that you encounter to help them avoid those pitfalls. I hope you guys understand and you feel how passionate I am about what I do as your brand master. I look forward to seeing you guys on next week, where we discuss how to set up the Go High level content and scripting using your favorite Manny, your favorite Chat GPT, your favorite assistant to keep you at expert level industry marketplace needs right now. I appreciate your time on today. I look forward to catching you on the very next one. So if you would please set a spell for at least 2 more minutes and listen to everything that we have going on here in the Brand You Agency. Comment below. Leave me your burning business brand or workflow question so that I can ensure that I serve you at my greatest and at my highest level. Thank you for your time on today. I greatly appreciate it. Hey, y'all. Hey, BrandMaster Martina Britt Yelverton here, speaking directly to my 50 plus professionals with an incredible area of expertise, yet you're still struggling to attract premium clients who actually value your experience. Guess what? You're in the right place, because here at the age of 53, I've made a strategic decision to focus my 2 decades of value exclusively on helping experienced professionals like us transform our expertise into personal, profitable brands. Here's what's different about this approach. I don't treat you like a beginner. We leverage together your decades of experience as competitive advantages, not obstacles. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, I provide content on YouTube specifically designed for 50-plus professionals transitioning into no gatekeeping entrepreneurship. You'll get behind-the-scenes access to my methodology, real client case studies, and practical strategies that you can implement right now. But here's where it gets even gooder, as I say. You're not just watching from the sidelines. I'm building a foundational community exclusively for the stuck and struggling, and as a founding active member, you'll get direct access to me, my framework, and we build your profitable brand together. Plus, through our strategic partnerships, founding members get access to daily support meetings at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. This gives you consistent professional guidance, a proven 4-hour workday strategy expert, and network opportunities right within our community. If you need more personalized guidance, I regularly bring founding members live into Zoom or StreamYard as guests for real-time Q&A, strategy sessions, and collaborative problem solving. It's like having a personal brand strategist at the ready. But for my serious 50-plus professionals who are ready for an intensive transformation, our VIP days will provide complete brand development and delivery in a single intensive session. Your expertise deserves premium positioning. Your experience is your competitive advantage. So yes, join the founding community, engage in our live sessions, and let's build the profitable personal brand that you deserve. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you in our founding community. Yes,